Hey y'all, it's Zach and I am back again and we're here to finally talk about Nikocado Avacado. Now y'all, in my most recent vlog I told you I found out that I'm for sure allergic to avocados, and I'm beginning to think that applies to Nikocado Avacado too. Now just before all y'all haters are like, oh, but why are you still in his U now? Which is gonna happen like a week from today whenever I'm still in his U now asking him weird questions as one do. I'm still gonna be watching it. I'm just saying, like, here are some questions I have to ask for our boy Nikocado Avacado, who, by the way, thinks that I like try to flirt with him when I ask weird questions. Now, you should go talk to Amberlynn Reed, because I asked her weird questions too, and I'm certainly not trying to date her, like, or flirt with her. Nor am I trying to flirt with you, Nikocado Avacado. I just like asking weird questions. So, it's a very sad day though, because I told myself I wasn't going to bring myself to this, that we weren't going to go here, and I got to, because I just have so many questions about why Nikocado Avacado is so thirsty. And I'm not talking about all the drinking he does on his YouNow streams these days, although I kind of am. That's like part of this conversation. Like, I'm just not explicitly only talking about his drinking. I think the thing that I'm so frustrated by is, like, now more than ever in Nick's career, it's clear that he's, like, thirsty for money. And I don't know what's happening in his life that is pushing him towards this thirst for money. But I don't know, it's just, like, so transparent and, like, I don't know. I mean, I think everybody enjoys watching him to some extent because he's a little bit of a train wreck, and he's, like, fairly vulnerable and putting himself out there, but it's hard to watch when literally he's like on you now begging for likes and begging for gold bars. It's gotten so obvious that he like originally started doing you now streams saying like, oh, if we get to 40 likes I'll take a sip of wine, and it was so obnoxious, one, because 40 likes is a lot just for a sip of wine. Let's be clear. Like, if we're working up towards 40,000 likes, then, you know, I want to see you, like, downing a fifth of vodka or Fireball. But he has fast-forwarded to just last night, and I don't know when this is eventually going to get posted, but last night, in, like, my real lifetime, he was literally taking a shot for every like 3,000 bars that he was given. And I'm just like, whoa, this escalated so quickly. Like literally a week ago you're like, I don't really like to drink, to let me just take a shot for 3,000 bars. And it's like, girl, you so thirsty. But all of that to say, he also has done so many other things that exhibit like this thirst. Like, for instance, getting rid of Snapchat, and he himself says,
I'm not doing Snapchat, so I can't grow that, and I put in too much work into Snapchat because, and I don't even, like, get anything from it. Like, I don't gain a following.
what? Like, people don't follow you on Snapchat for those reasons. Like, sir, what? And then, don't even get me started on this Kiwi drama. Like, I did a brief YouNow stream like a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, I bet that he doesn't have Kiwi anymore, because after Kiwi bit him, we never saw Kiwi again. And I'm not saying that there's not more questions to be answered about Kiwi, because I totally think there are. Like, is Kiwi actually at some kind of like rescue sloth shelter? I don't know. I don't have any receipts to prove where Kiwi is right now. I'm just saying, like, I predicted 2 weeks ago when we stopped seeing Kiwi on the screen that Kiwi was no longer there. You know, it's just so frustrating because, like, I honestly feel like Kiwi was always, and I know he said that they'd been planning on getting Kiwi for a long time, but even he talked about how he, like, purposely brought Kiwi out onto camera when he knew, like, he should leave Kiwi alone. And so don't tell me that that's not for views. Like, don't tell me you're not bringing the sloth out just so you can get some views on your video. He also justifies, like, trying to domesticate the sloth by saying, like,
oh, well, that's like, it's like much better for it to be here in Colombia than in Florida where it originally was.
well, it doesn't sound like it's good for you to have it regardless of where it's at. I don't know. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not an animal expert. It sounds like Orland might be. I don't know. And so I'm going to let you do that. But to say that that wasn't somewhat for views, that having the sloth wasn't somewhat for views, even if that wasn't the original intent of getting the sloth, is definitely the intent of the sloth. Like, you were looking for views. You were thirsty for views. So let's just be honest. And then the last thing, and this is like where all my frustrations started, is Mrs. Pickles. And or the eyelashes, and or the other wig, whatever her persona is. I actually love Mrs. Pickles and the wig and the eyelashes. Like, I think it's hilarious. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's hilarious. I enjoy it and will continue watching those videos. What I want to call BS on is Nick continuing to be like, oh my gosh, nobody likes these videos. I'm losing subscribers because I'm doing Mrs. Pickles. I'm losing views because I'm doing Mrs. Pickles. Girl. You can easily go onto Social Blade, and in fact, I'm going to show some screenshots. So you can go onto Social Blade, and you can see that your subscribers have only continued to grow since introducing Mrs. Pickles. So if you look here in this screenshot, on August 19th, that's the day that the very first Mrs. Pickles video was ever released. Now, look at this screenshot, and if I'm lying, I'm dying, but all those numbers are green. He's only continued to grow in his subscribers daily. So girl, what are you on? What are you talking? What is you? What is you? 2. If you go and look at those videos, you have over 200,000 views on your initial Mrs. Pickles video, and the next 2 videos that you post after that have at least 100,000 views less, if not more. Look at these receipts. You see that? 255,000 views on Mrs. Pickles, girl. If I'm lying, I'm dying again. So, how are you going to tell me you're losing views and you're losing subscribers on this video or because of this video? You're not. The real reason is you're trying to set up this projection for you to start a second channel, which you now have done, the Mrs. Pickles channel, so that you can have a second cash cow to bring in some views and bring in some money into your household. I recognize this even more after your You Now stream last night, where you're like, well, I haven't uploaded any new Mrs. Pickle videos because I need to get at least 10,000 views in order to monetize the video. Girl, clearly you just want these views. Like, I just feel like it's so transparent but not transparent at the same time. Like, I don't blame you for wanting to get your money and get your coins, but I just, like, don't feel like you have to be so extra about it. Like, people like Mrs. Pickles, and you don't have to lie about it. You can just say, hey, I see an opportunity, I see an avenue here for me to have another channel where these things can live in separate spaces, and that is fine, and that is okay. But don't misrepresent the facts. Alright, okay girl. So I think that's all I got to say about my boo, Nikocado Avacado. Like I said, I do actually enjoy watching his videos. I watch them frequently. I fall asleep to them. I go to his You Now stream. I ask him weird questions. I do not dislike him. I fully support him. I'll link him down below. Go click on his videos. Go watch. Give him the views. I just wanted to call a spade a spade. Alright? Okay. So, I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did, please hit subscribe down below. Leave some comments. They can be hate comments. Hate away. And, yeah. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.